For as long as we've looked up at the night sky, we've wondered what lies beyond. The stars have called to us in poems, in dreams, and now in plans. This is no longer just science fiction. What was once the domain of imagination is rapidly becoming a reality. Humanity is preparing to take its greatest leap yet, not just to visit space, but to live there. Today we stand at the edge of a new chapter in our species' story. A chapter where planets are no longer unreachable worlds, but potential homes. A chapter where the question is no longer, can we go, but how far can we go? Mars, the moon, even deep space. The idea of colonizing space might seem far off, but the groundwork is already being laid. Agencies like NASA are developing the Artemis missions, with plans to return humans to the moon, and this time, to stay. The moon, rich in resources and close to Earth, could become a launch pad for deeper space missions. Lunar bases, powered by solar energy and protected by regolith shielding, are being seriously studied. Meanwhile, Mars has captured our collective imagination. Red, dusty, and hostile. Yes, but also brimming with possibility. SpaceX, under Elon Musk's bold vision, is developing the Starship rocket, built not just to visit Mars, but to build on it. The goal? A self-sustaining Martian city, not in centuries, in decades. But why leave Earth at all? Not because we want to abandon our planet, but because expanding outward may be necessary for our survival. Earth is our cradle, but it is not immune to disaster. Climate change, overpopulation, pandemics, nuclear conflict, asteroid impacts. These risks remind us that having a second home may be a matter of long-term preservation. Still, space colonization is no easy feat. It's not just about rockets and robotics. It's about biology, psychology, and philosophy. First, there's the challenge of surviving the journey. Space radiation, bone density loss, muscle atrophy. These are serious obstacles. Then there's the question of resources. We can't carry everything from Earth. We'll need to extract water from lunar ice, grow food in Martian soil, and build shelters from materials found in situ. This requires engineering beyond anything we've ever done. And then there's the human factor. How will people cope with isolation, confinement, and the vastness of space? What happens to culture, society, or even relationships when Earth is a dot in the sky? Who gets to decide how these new worlds are governed? Will they reflect our best ideals or repeat our mistakes? Psychologists, sociologists, and ethicists are now working alongside engineers and astronauts. Because building a colony isn't just about machines, it's about people, about creating communities, fostering resilience, and redefining what it means to be human, millions of miles from home. And let's not forget the philosophical questions. If we become an interplanetary species, how will we see ourselves? Will national borders still matter when we live under the same dome? Will our sense of purpose shift from surviving day to day to expanding consciousness across the stars? Perhaps we'll come to see Earth not as our only home, but as our birthplace, a precious blue oasis in a vast and mostly silent universe. The implications are staggering. New economic systems will emerge, centered around asteroid mining, space tourism, and off-world manufacturing. New education systems will teach children under different skies. New art, new music, new ways of thinking will be born in places no human has ever stood before. Of course, we must tread carefully. Colonization has an ugly history on Earth, one tied to exploitation and dominance. If we're to explore the cosmos ethically, we must carry the lessons of our past. Respect for potential alien life, stewardship of celestial environments, and inclusion in decision-making must be guiding principles. This journey is not about escaping Earth. It's about evolving as a species, about extending the reach of life, about asking big questions and daring to live the answers. So where do we go from here? The International Space Station continues to be a model for global cooperation. Private companies like SpaceX, Blue Origin, and others are lowering the cost of launch and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. China and India are rising space powers, with plans for lunar exploration and Mars missions of their own. We are no longer witnessing a space race. We are witnessing a space awakening. What once took decades of planning and billions in funding is now accelerating at breathtaking speed. We're mapping lava tubes on Mars as potential habitats. We're testing algae and bacteria that could help us breathe and farm in space. We're even exploring the potential of quantum communication across planets. And beyond Mars, there's Europa with its hidden oceans, Titan with its methane lakes. Even the concept of massive rotating space habitats, O'Neill cylinders, that could mimic Earth-like conditions in deep space. This isn't just about rockets, it's about resilience, curiosity, hope. Because the truth is, space colonization isn't just a technical mission, it's a human one. A mirror that reflects both our boldest dreams and deepest fears. And it invites us to ask, what kind of future do we want to build? Not just for ourselves, but for every generation after us. We are the first species on this planet to dream beyond it, and perhaps one day we will be the first to thrive beyond it as well.